with problems and issues and seem to go through one storm after another, because the fact may be that they're going through a storm because God trusted them with an assignment. You may not be experiencing a storm in your life because God didn't trust you enough to handle the assignment that if you got caught out in a storm while you were on your mission, God didn't believe that you would represent the kingdom well. So don't be mad and don't talk about other people when they're dealing with a storm. The fact that you don't have a storm could be a reflection of the fact that God didn't trust you to handle an assignment. Y'all hearing me tonight? And so if the storm comes as the result of the assignment you're on, then there has to be a sermon in the storm. The storm is a part of the journey. And if the storm is a part of the journey, it does not come to destroy you, but it comes to develop you. There must be something in the storm that you got to get out of it. The reason why I really contend that you got to get something out of the storm is because this is not the first storm that the disciples have had to endure.
That's right.
This is the second storm that we see in Matthew's gospel. The first storm that they went through was when Jesus was asleep on the hinder part of the boat, and the winds and the waves started crashing. They went to Jesus. Man, are you going to do something to save us? Jesus gets up, speaks to the wind, speaks to the waves, and then after Jesus speaks to the wind and the waves, they ask questions. What kind of man is this that the wind and the waves obey him? They got to go through another storm, because when they came out of the first storm, they still didn't know who Jesus was. They came out of the first storm asking who he was. So Jesus says, you didn't get the message, so I've got to send you through another storm so that you'll learn how to trust me and you'll know who I really am. There are too many of us who are walking around knowing who claiming we know who Jesus is, but we don't really know who he is. We come to church, we serve on board, we talk the talk, but we really don't know who he is.
Right.
We've been around him. We've seen his miracles. We've seen his power. We've seen his wonders. He's been good to us. He's blessed us. He's taken us out of things before, but we still act like we don't know who he is. And Jesus says, so because you did not get the message, I've got to send you through something else. So when you come out of it this time, then you'll say, I know who brought me out of it. I know who he is. That if it had not been for the Lord who was on my side, where would I be? He has to get you to the point where you don't depend on yourself, but your conversation is, without him I would be nothing, and without him everything would fail. My question for you tonight is, have you gotten to the point where you don't wait to use Jesus as a last resort, but you go to him as the first person when you get in trouble? You don't wait until after you talk to mama, and after you call granddaddy, and after you called your friends. But is there anybody in the house that God has taken you through so many storms that when you get the first sign of danger, you go to him first before you call on anybody else?
Come on, Dave.
So he's got to take them, allow them on their assignment to experience another storm, so they have what they need to do what he's called them to do. Well, what Jesus is trying to do is he's trying to teach endurance before he brings deliverance. All right. The text says that they were far out.
Yes.
And so because they were far out, they are in what I like to consider a bind. We all know about bind. Anybody know about being in a bind? A bind is when you're too invested to turn back. You're in too deep. You've gone too far that you really can't give up now. They're in a bind. They sacrificed too much to turn around. Anybody ever been in a bind? You cried too many tears to give up on it. In a bind, you've given too much sweat to give up on it. You're in a bind. Anybody ever been in a bind where you spent too much money on it? You spent too much time on it. You've been angry with it and too frustrated with it that you've even got too much invested in it to give up on it. They're in a bind.
Yes.
And so this is how you handle a bind. Text says they're far out.
Yes.
Can't turn back. They're on an assignment. They're in a storm. And Jesus is where they just came from praying. I want y'all to see it.
Yeah.
They're far out.
Yes.
On an assignment. Storm comes. Can't turn back. Jesus is where they just came from, and he's praying. The text says that in this situation, where they're too far to go back, even though they wish they are where Jesus is, they can't get to him, so Jesus comes to them.
I like it.
When you're in a bind,
yes,
and you can't get to him,
yes,
stay where you are.
Right,
and he'll come to you. I wish I had a deeper point for y'all tonight, but that's really all I want to share with you, that he'll find a way to come to you. You got to stay right where, I believe Donnie McClurkin said, what do you do when you've done all you can? You just stand. Can you give God glory tonight that the reason you did not die in your storm when you could not get to him is because he came to you? Can anybody admit that when I was too depressed to go to church, when I was too embarrassed to pray, when I was too caught up on myself to give myself to let somebody know what I was dealing with, that when I couldn't share my testimony, I didn't have to go to him, but he came to me. I'm glad tonight that there's some people in the room that you weren't delivered after you left the club, but he delivered you while you were still hanging out. But you weren't delivered after you gave up drinking, but he came and found you while you were still drunk. He didn't deliver you after you stopped smoking, but he was talking to you while you was high. Is there anybody in the house who can say, I didn't give it up before I got delivered, but he came and got me when I couldn't come to him? And that's why I serve and praise my God, because when I couldn't get enough strength to find where he was, he came to where I came to Jesus as I was. I didn't have it all together. My life wasn't fixed, but he reached out his hand, and even when he had to reach way down, he picked me up when I couldn't pick up myself. When I couldn't get to him, he came to me.
yes.
Can I talk to the mothers of the church? Mothers of the church said that we would talk about that when I called him, he came to see about me. But I want to add something to that, because he comes to them without them calling. I'm glad that he doesn't always wait for me to get it together and call on him, but he'll come to me when I can't call. Sometimes he's on the way when we haven't called him, which means he's on the way and you don't even know it. Folks think you shouting because of what you're in. I don't shout because of the storm I'm in. I'm shouting because if he's got me on assignment and the storm comes, he's on the way, even if I didn't call. Can anybody in the room, you're looking for peace and you don't have peace yet? Can you give him glory that you know peace is on the way? Come on, somebody's looking for a financial financial breakthrough. You ain't got the money yet, but you know the money is on the way. Some of us can't even smile tonight, but you ought to lift your hand because a smile is on the way. I thank God that even when I don't call, if I'm on assignment, what I need is on. Yeah, I'm sorry, I ain't preaching to y'all, I'm preaching to me. The text says that he comes. King James says he comes in the fourth watch. Chronologically, we understand he comes at around between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. All right. He sends them on assignment in the evening, which is around 6 p.m. They go through the storm. They're in the storm all night. He doesn't show up till between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. They've been in the water, battling the storm for at least 9 hours. We might not like this. This is the sermon in the storm. Sometimes the Lord does not come immediately. Sometimes you don't receive quick deliverance. There's too many churches, too many preachers preaching. All you got to do is name it and claim it, blab it and grab it, call it and haul it. But Jesus wants to teach you endurance while you're in the storm.
Yes.
He doesn't always wait till you get out for you to learn the lesson. Amen. He's got to teach you deliverance while you're in it. But watch when it comes. We understand midnight in biblical text to represent the darkest part of night, or the darkest part of your situation. He doesn't come at midnight, he comes during the fourth watch between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. Which means they've already been through the darkest part of the night. They've already dealt with the darkest part of the storm. So Jesus comes when the sun is about to come up. Which means that if you've endured it until the sun is about to come up, then you're too close to the morning for you to give up now. The joy is right around the corner. You've been crying, but you've made it through the darkest time of your storm. You came too close to the sunshine to give up now. Can you just lift your hand and tell him thank you that the sun is about to come up in a few moments? I'm glad that I've made it through the worst and the darkest part of my storm, and that the sun is about to shine. Here's something we don't want to hear. You cannot have deliverance without endurance. Amen. If you want to write anything down from tonight, you cannot have deliverance if you don't have endurance. Here's the second thing you can take with you. Just because you're in something, it does not mean you're doing something wrong. Amen. Can I share with you that endurance has a deliverance of its own? Okay. What are you talking about, preacher? We like to shout about coming out. We go home, we give God glory that they made it through the storm. We like to shout about the fact that it's calm now. When I look back on the storm, I mean, we love that kind of preaching, and that's a good shout. But endurance has a deliverance of its own. Because endurance teaches us that I don't have to wait until I get out of it to give glory. But real people of faith can shout while they're still in it. Because while I'm in it, watch this, I'm in it, but it's not in me. And I just wonder if anybody, just for a few moments, can give God a little bit of thanks that He didn't deliver you, but He kept you while you're in what you're going through. See, everybody in the house isn't delivered. That's why we came to church. That's why we came to revival, because we've got some stuff that we're in. And I'm sorry if you came tonight to hear me share with you that you're going to come out of it, because that's not my word. I said the title of the sermon was "There is a Sermon in the Storm." And if there's a sermon in the storm, that means there's a shout in the storm. And I'm just wondering if anybody is still in the mess, can give God glory while you're still in it. Can I tell you why you shout while you're in it? Because you're not dead yet. Because even though you cried, you can still see. While I'm in it, I can give Him praise because I haven't lost my mind. There's some other people, if they were in what I'm going through, they would have gave up. They would have threw in the towel. They would have lost their mind. And they would have went crazy. I'm not thanking God because I'm coming out of it, but I'm giving Him glory because He's keeping me while I'm still in it. I can't find my church. You mean to tell me everybody in here is already delivered? I'm looking for the folks who have not been delivered. You still got some skeletons in your closet. You still got some things you don't want people to know about. But can you holler and give Him glory that while you're still sinning, He still got His hands on you. You're still cussing, but He's keeping His hand over your mouth. You're still fighting, but He's still holding your hand. I thank God that when He should have let me die, He should have let me drown. My boat should have capsized, but He held me in the cradle of His arms. He rocked me in the palm of His hands. I'm not out of it, but I'm giving glory while I'm still in it. Come here, David. Don't wait until the battle is over, but give Him glory while you're in it. Say yeah. understand where you stand with it. This is going to be a completely different kind of call to discipleship. You ain't never heard, you might not have heard this. And the call is usually for people who want to come out of what they're in.
Right, right.
We go fishing. Come on, the Lord will pull you out of it. He'll pull. And I'm not saying that He won't, but that's not the call tonight. The call tonight is for those of us who are still in it.
Right.
And want God to keep us while we're still in it.
Yeah.
Listen, sisters and brothers. You know, it's time out for being embarrassed about being in a storm. Because can I be honest with you? Everybody in here has been in one.
Yes.
So nobody can really talk about you or look down their nose on you. Because everybody's been in a storm. And if we're honest, most of us are still in one. So the call tonight is not a call of deliverance, but a call of endurance. If you're here tonight and you want God to keep you while you're in it. Now we do know eventually you coming out. You just ain't coming out yet. So we want to pray with you tonight. If you want God to keep you, or if you want to thank God for keeping you while you're in it, come on, join me tonight. Join me at the altar tonight. Let's pray together that God will teach you the lesson in this storm so that you won't have to go through another one. Tell him he deserves it, you deserve it. While I'm in my storm, you deserve it. And even though things aren't right, you deserve it. Come on, let's pray.